Hello, everyone. My name is Mary,
And I'm James.
and welcome back to another episode of the Watch That John podcast. Y'all, it is hot as hell outside.
Yo, it's hot everywhere. So in Oklahoma, it was like 100 degrees straight. I'm watching the Phillies game. I see it's 99 degrees right now, right?
Oh my God, it absolutely is. It's 99 degrees. It feels like about 116.
Yes.
It's just like, just expect swamp booty when you walk outside because it's not even just the heat, it's the humidity. The unrelenting humidity. And it's been here for about 2 weeks.
Wow. Wow.
I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
it's
I feel like I'm in the Temptations, just like, oh, I wish it would rain, just to let some up, just to let some up. It rained maybe like what, maybe like 5 days ago, but duh.
wow.
And I like
Yeah,
the
it
summer. I like it, but this is continue what were you saying?
No, I'm about to say 100 degrees is typical in Oklahoma.
Jesus.
Like if I look at the weather right now, right? The
Like last night, it was 81 degrees at 10 p.m.
Yep. Yep. So today was 90, then 94, 96, 96, 96, 98, 99, 99, 98.
It's 86 right now.
Yeah, it's 87 right now.
Oh my God. It's
Yeah,
just,
no, it's crazy.
it's not, we're going to get a slight cool down on Friday. It's only supposed to be 81.
Oh, that's nice. You should do everything you can outside on Friday.
But it's going to be raining. It's an 85% chance of rain. So that humidity is
Oh.
going to be super high too. So yeah, y'all black girls don't straighten your hair for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, wear them braids.
Yeah.
Keep them braids a little while longer, girl.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
And guys,
guys,
I got braids on now.
you do have braids. Actually, they look good. They look good.
Thank you, Murphy. Thank you.
Yeah. I read something that made me think of you today. I'll tell you that in private.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it a cheeseburger?
No, it was about canines.
You call me a dog, nigga?
If you want me to, I said I'll say it in private. you know, you know where I'm going with this, but it made me think of you, and I laughed audibly in my office today, and everyone thought I was crazy laughing.
Now you have to say it because you talked about it too much.
So my nickname for James is Fat Dog, and I opened up this book because I'm not gonna tell you where I work, but we have a lot of medicine and like what's the word? What's the word for books that doctors and surgeons use?
Journals?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I opened one up about surgery in small animals, and they had a scale for pretty much how can you tell if your dog is a normal weight. Like if they're underweight, they said, their ribs are seeable, but a little bit, you could see them. They're too visible. Then they had the ideal weight. Then they had the obese dog, and I thought of you. I was like, you got to tuck James' ribs.
Wow.
You wanted me to put this out there, so. But
That's the love I get, y'all. That's the
Yeah.
love I get. So yeah, welcome to another episode of the House of the Dragon.
yeah, we are on episode
Right.
4.
Yep, and this was called what, the Gold Dragon and the Red? Or Red Dragon and the Gold? It's weird. They didn't name the episode until after the episode aired. You notice that?
Ghetto.
Yeah.
They
It's
couldn't
like
think of a name.
they couldn't think of a name until after it aired.
That is the Starbucks cup coming right back again. Just
Oh yeah, just them folding on basic stuff. But like, and there's a few things that, like people noticed in this episode.
oh, true.
But-
All right, let's get into that at the end if you remember.
Yes, yes. But the episode so far is the favorite of the probably of the series so far. Yo.
Yeah,
That
they
was-
got into it this episode.
they got
They got
into
into
it,
it.
yo.
It was
They
a
start
nice
turning
little
up.
build up, and the payoff was really good.
Exactly.
Why can't I? Yeah, it's true because I'm trying to Google the name of the episode and I don't see the name.
I think it's called the Red Dragon and the Gold.
It's the dragon's
like
red
that.
and gold or something like that. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but yeah. So this episode starts off with Damon, and he's having. We don't know what they are. We don't know if they're visions. We don't know if they're actually happening. Like we don't know what's going on with Damon, but we know that Harrenhal is slowly but surely driving him insane.
It is. And he went to Harrenhal to capture the castle and to basically get a strategic front on the Riverlands, which is one of the biggest territories in all Westeros, and his goal is to help turn the tides towards obviously Ray Ray's favor.
Yeah,
You
and we
know,
know that Harrenhal is the largest castle. So, do you?
but it's cursed.
It is cursed. It is cursed. And later on, when he talks to someone, apparently this castle has been cursed since the first brick was laid.
Wow.
So literally during this construction, it was already
That's a
up. It was already over.
That's a big curse.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big curse.
So,
So yeah, so Damon he walks into the Red Keep, right? And who does he find sitting upon the throne?
Rhaenyra, and honestly, I was cracking up because she's speaking in Valerian, but we cannot understand what she's saying. And it reminds me of have you seen Charlie Brown? Who is it? Is it Snoopy or is it the bird?
When they just wrote,
They talk like wah 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 wah. Like, wah, 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 wah. You can't.
That's exactly.
It's Snoopy
That's
and the
exactly
bird.
how it was.
Yeah,
And it
what's
was
the
young
bird?
Ray Ray.
It
was young Ray
was.
Ray.
It was. It
I
was
liked
baby
her.
Ray Ray. It was baby Ray Ray, and yeah, he seems to really his dreams. Well, his visions of Rhaenyra is always when she's at that age, and I think that's the age. Probably because that is the age where she was named the heir to the throne by Viserys. And do you remember what vision Ray Ray says to Daemon when he approaches her?
She essentially says, I don't remember everything she says. But
I
she
have a
says
verbatim
that-
if you want me to say it.
Okay, say it.
She said, "You created me, Daemon, yet you are now set on destroying me, all because your brother loves me more than he did you."
And what did Damon do when he heard those words?
He beheaded her.
Beheaded her, cut her head off.
And then she said something along the lines of, "This is what you want, isn't it?"
Exactly.
Because you notice when he beheaded her, the crown fell to the ground. So it's just like, this is what you wanted. You don't want me wearing the crown, and it is haunting you even all these years later.
Exactly. All these years later. And like, he looked a little remorseful, but also like satisfied at the same time.
You think so?
He got some demons, man.
He has plenty of demons.
He got
My
some
thing
demons.
is, he don't even seem that, like I said, he don't seem sad that he literally got a child beheaded. He don't seem too hung up about it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't respect like children or
No.
life
Or authority
anything,
or
you know?
anything.
or anything. This man is a sociopath.
Yeah.
So,
And I noticed when Damon, quote unquote, wakes up, we don't know what's happening. We don't know if he woke up or if he actually lost time. Do you notice
Yeah.
that for a split second, his hand is bloody?
yeah. That was in bed, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He was in bed and his head was bloody, and he looked down and then the blood went away.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, what do you think that means?
I think it's just telling us that that blood might have been from the blood splatter that happened when he decapitated Rhaenyra. So I think it's just further emphasizing that Daemon cannot tell reality from fiction anymore, or he doesn't he's lost his grip on reality, and the madness is settling in quicker than we thought.
Yeah. Do you think that it also could have been this whole thing is kind of his fault and he has blood in his hands?
Absolutely, that as well. Yeah, you know, like she said,
'Cause-
you created me, Daemon, yet now you are
He
set on
did.
destroying me.
He did.
Yeah.
And he never, we talked about it earlier. He never really like stayed true to his obligations. If he would have, I feel like if Damon would have behaved, he easily would have been announced heir. Just easily. It'd have been no big deal.
But this man is crazy. He's ruthless.
crazy.
He's egotistical.
Yes, he's a menace. He be
I'm
on
like
demon
guzzling
time.
water. I don't know why. Because it's hot. I'm like, why am I so thirsty? Because it's freaking hot.
It's hot, yeah. I see you sweating over there.
Dog. Oh my goodness. Like literally, I was at the gym, and workouts are just 10 times harder when that humidity is there. It's just it was like I was in like sitting in a sauna. It was terrible. But yeah, so Damon wakes up, and I forget his name. Strong. I don't know his name, but Strong comes over and he tells him that there's been a raven, and that we now know that Christian Cole and his men, has taken over Castle Rosby and Stokeworth without siege.
Yep.
So literally, they declared for Aegon without even having to really them to like without any real pressure from Christian side.
Yeah.
And they said the
Yeah.
reason was pretty much they don't like what happened to Aegon's son.
You see, and
They don't
that's
like
the
what
thing.
Rhaenyra
He's
did. Well, what they think Rhaenyra did to
they don't
Jaharis.
like they don't like what Damon did.
Well, you know what I mean. But they think it's Rhaenyra.
I know, but the reason I emphasize that is because that's the blood on his
That's the blood on
hands.
his
You know
head.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's him.
Yeah.
It's that nigga.
They
Like,
said
he's ruining everything.
he said both houses sided that sad business with the usurper's son in their declarations. So, but you know what is very interesting about Castle Rosby and Stokeworth?
Rosby.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a photo really quickly.
No, I got the map up. I see Rosby.
So if you see the map up, right, you have King's
Yep.
Landing,
Yep.
then you have Rosby, Stokeworth,
Going
Duskendale,
north.
Rook's
Going
Ref,
northwest.
and then Dragonstone. So already in 2 weeks, Christian Cole and his men had came from King's Landing, and they took the next 2 castles, Rosby and Stokeworth, with ease,
Wow.
just like that.
Just like
Keep that in mind. We're gonna come back to this map.
Yep.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. It definitely is the blood on his hands and just the consequences of his actions finally coming back to kick him in the tush.
Yeah. Are you so when they initially made that report, right? Were you surprised by how well Christian Cole's campaign is going so far?
I am, and I'm also infuriated by it. It's a campaign that's literally fueled by hatred because this nigga can't get over something that happened like decades ago.
Yeah.
He's
you
still
know, even,
bitter.
Yeah, even how he went and made who did he decapitate?
He decapitated so he marched on to the first place I think he was at either Rosby or Stokeworth.
Okay.
And he let me see if I have it. Because we know, yeah, he decapitated someone at either Rosby. No, I think he decapitated someone at Duskendale. I don't know. He decapitated someone. I forget where.
Yeah. But yeah, even that was just like cruel. And you saw all the Lord Stunton.
Lord Staunton, yeah. I think that was his father that he decapitated.
His own father?
No, I think that was Lord Staunton's father that he decapitated. Because it was mentioned that Lord Staunton, who sit on Rhaenyra's castle, is pretty much from one. I think he's either from Rook's Rest or Stokeworth or Rosby or Duskendale. He's from one of those many castles that Cole has taken over. And because of that, his father's dead. Corlys said that his father was put to death because he denied Aegon, and he was put to death. So I think that was his father that got beheaded that we saw.
No, you're right.
I don't know. I forget what castle that was at, but
but no, that's fine. I think I think the war is just getting darker and, like you said, it's more vengeful and violent, you know, and it seems like the Aegon side is just, or I guess Aemon's side is just dominating right now.
Why do you say Aemon?
You know, well, King Aemon's side.
King Aegon?
Aegon, yeah. So Aegon is like dominating right now.
It might as well be King Aemon. But
Yeah.
we'll get on to that. So first, I didn't really understand how House Tully and the Strongs were connected. So, in case other people are confused like me, so House Tully serves as Lord Paramount of the Riverlands. So House Tully pretty much is like the big man on campus, the head honcho for all the houses in the Riverlands, and that includes Harrenhal and the Strongs. So
Okay, that makes sense.
and it's been that way for 300 years.
Wow.
So Lord Edmund Tully was one of the first of the River Lords to swear fealty to Aegon the Conqueror.
Mm.
And King Aegon rewarded him by raising House Tully to dominion over all the lands in the river in the Riverlands. And
Wow.
House Tully has a castle called Riverrun.
Okay.
So I remember in the last episode, Damon said that he wanted to speak to Grover Tully, who is the head of House Tully, but
But
they
he was
said,
sick.
yeah, he's sick. He's not doing well. He's kind of over his deathbed. So they sent his grandson Oscar
Young
Tully.
bull. Yep, little young bull.
And what I think this conversation said a lot about Damon's character. What do you think? Let me tell you. Yeah.
So first, right? So Damon, so the little young Tully, he was sitting there, right,
Oscar.
about to Os- Oscar. Okay,
Yeah.
so he was sitting there about to talk to Damon, and Damon, his this is his position, right? He is trying to start a war. He knows his enemy is marching towards him. He knows his enemy has grown 3 times its size, and now he's talking to the head, well, one of the top representatives of the largest, like you said, the head Haucho family in the river
Yeah.
runs.
So Oscar is next to inherit House Tully after his grandfather Oscar Tully passes away. No, after his
Yes.
grandfather Grover Tully passes away, Oscar will be heir.
Yes. So this is
And Lord
Damon's
of all the
opportunity.
Riverlands.
Yes, this is Damon's opportunity to get a very strong ally and to get some soldiers to fight on his behalf. And I feel like he just has no like people skills, because the first thing he was like was, "You're not your grandfather," and he's like, "Yeah, he's sick." Then he was like, "Okay, I need you to go and smother him to speed up the process faster because I don't want to wait." And like, what? Like, what loyalty do you think, even if he did that, people will have to him? Like what is it? Just his whole people skills and just the whole thing kind of like, I don't know, just showed that even if he became king, he'll just be like a tyrant.
It just shows to me that he has no respect for hierarchy. And it just really made sense of why he keeps doing stuff behind Rhaenyra's back and doing whatever he wants. He doesn't respect authority.
He
Like,
doesn't.
because Oscar was like, that's not our way. Because he asked
Yep.
him, Damon asked him, are you here to speak on your grandfather's behalf? And he's like, without my grandfather being there, that's not our way. And it's true. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be done. But Damon does everything with no regard to Rhaenyra,
Yeah.
the person who he pledged to serve as his queen, but he keeps acting like he's the king and not
Yeah.
taking her advice and not listening to her and doing whatever the hell he wants. And he expects other people to do the same. And it's like, nah, nigga, you the one who got the game twisted.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
think it was very highlighting to how the way he does business.
Yeah, and it's also highlighting how the world is ran at that time. So I'm reading a book. It's called "Leadership is Overrated," right? And it talks about how the Navy SEALs, they do a training called "Kill the Leader," where they run drills assuming that their captain or their leader has been killed, and they need to still like execute those drills
That's a
successfully.
misleading title. Kill the leader. I think their goal is to kill their leader.
No, like they act like their leader is dead and he still has to function.
I don't think
and
that's a
move
good
on
title.
with the mission.
They could have called it mission, I don't know, dead leader, but kill the leader? That's crazy.
Yes, you're right. So
Someone might take that the wrong way and literally.
it literally killed the leader. But anyway, this is a situation where the leader is dead, incapacitated, and you don't have trust or you don't have that type of leadership internally down from him to really make decisions, And I think we see that later on towards the end of the episode, right? And we're gonna like even when even when the scene following immediately afterwards, right, where I believe it was basically the kids, Jace, and what Bela and the council, and they were discussing and talking, and they couldn't come to grips because they're like, we need either the queen here or the king here. We can't make any decisions, and that's ultimately I think all these people's downfalls. Like if you just have one or two loud people who runs everything, then you only have to rely on their wisdom,
Well, you only
So
have to rely. You mean you don't? You haven't learned anything for yourself. You're only listening to what someone else says.
yes, exactly, right. And like people, they'll go do their counsel, right, and it makes sense that someone has the last say, but them not able to make any decisions without those critical people being there.
No, I
It's
don't
just
think. I don't think it's them not being able to make a decision. They are. They are. They've been prepared from the start to make decisions without Rhaenyra. They just know if they do, that's treason. I feel like
exactly. I'm saying they're not empowered to make decisions. That's what I mean.
because she can't. Well, you think they're not empowered by Rhaenyra to make decisions on their own?
Yeah, I think just a society, not necessarily Renera, but even like, I guess the
So you think
contrary.
Rhaenyra should give them the go ahead to make decisions without her?
Yeah,
Because they've been doing that before. You see what happens. Damon does it all the time, and you see what happens.
exactly. So I guess that's the thing, right? If you look at the other side of the war with
The
Aemon,
Greens,
the Greens, with King Aemon,
King
right?
Aegon.
Aegon, right? They ignore that nigga. They don't care about nothing what he says, and they're making decisions on their own, and he's just kind of there, And it's chaos, but I feel like they're able to operate swifter. They're able to go and be more strategic because they're not like, oh my god, I can't make a decision because the king is right there. You know what I mean? They're
See, but I still
they're
think
able
it's
to.
different with Rhaenyra. I think they are able to make decisions. It's just their decisions. It don't be that wise anyway. Their decisions be rash. You know what I mean?
Send the dragon. Send the
Yeah,
dragon. Send the
their
dragon.
decisions be rash and like I don't think they're that. I think they work together better as a team. Because without Rhaenyra, they just making decisions about her dragons and just they don't understand and it's just like they're very rash and just like they don't think things through. They act on emotion. They're not crazy like Aegon, but I don't think they work well on their own. I wouldn't trust them to make decisions without Rhaenyra either, honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
let's go to the next scene. So what's up with Auntie Ray Ray flirting with Alan?
Yo, I got a theory. So she
Yeah, I
goes up to
googled
Alan.
something, and I think
Yeah.
that's what's happened. Yeah,
Yeah, so she goes up to Alan and she's like, "Oh, you're the one who saved
Corlys. Yeah.
her husband."
Do you
pulled him
remember
out.
the episode? Apparently, he saved them at the Battle of the Stepstones. So we probably saw that in season 1. You remember the
We
Crab
probably
Man?
did. I do remember the crab man. I do. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I
Right.
do remember that. I remember it was a bloody war. But anyway, so she was like, "Oh, you saved him," and then she touched his face and was like, "You're like," he was like I didn't know you were so handsome. Your mother must have been beautiful, and that's why I first thought, this is Corlys' son. This is his bastard.
I did
Right,
not think that
because-
at first. I didn't get it. I could sense there was some bitterness some resentment and sadness when she said it, but my mind did not go to this is Corlys' son.
Yeah, and because when he walked up, he was like, you hear she was like, "I know who he is,"
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, yeah, this is I know baby mama drama when I see it.
I know baby mama drama when I see it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so because I'm like, they keep showing Alan and everyone else. I'm like, the pieces have
Correlate
to
somehow.
align at some point. So now we're finally trying to see what's happening with this storyline. Because like I said, I feel bad. I was like, I don't know what happened I don't know the storyline with the black people in this show.
No, I feel like the writers was like, "Yo, let's get all the niggas together,
Yeah, you don't think it was thought
put them
out?
on a boat,
Yeah.
and we could kill them all together." That's probably what their plan is.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy, like, yo, just put them all on a boat. We say we not diverse,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and have them go fight together.
But
But that was but no, so the conversation, that was the last conversation that, no, I guess not really. No, because he showed up later. Never mind, I'll take that back.
all right.
So Auntie Ray Ray goes and tells Corlys that she needs to go back to Dragonstone
Yeah.
because her nieces are not having, her niece and nephew are not having a good time with the council. The council's strong arming them.
So that is not her niece. That is her granddaughter.
What?
Bela
That's
is.
not her
Oh, you mean Rhaenyra? Yeah, because when she went to Dragonstone, Rhaenyra wasn't back yet. She was still with Allison. So she was still leaving King's Landing. So at the
I
time,
forgot how incestuous these people
I know.
are.
I tried to figure it out because I'm like, okay. I tried to
Those
figure
are
out.
her grandchildren.
Those are her
Both of them are.
grandchildren. Those are her grandchildren. But I tried to figure out because Bela and Luke seem to have something going on. No, not Bela, not Luke. Bela and Jace seem to have something going on. And I'm like, okay, are they second cousins or first cousins? Because it makes things difficult because Rhaenyra married Daemon and that's her uncle.
Yeah.
So
So it don't matter. They can be
so
whatever they want.
I think they're each other's first and second cousins. I was thinking about it this morning in the shower. Like, see, that's why God don't like incest. It just makes things complicated.
It just makes it nasty.
just a nasty mess.
Nasty.
But in the next scene, there is Alicent's, and she's holding a little dragon statuette, and she tries to fix it, but it drops to the ground, and a wing breaks off. And I think that really shows that her relationship with Rhaenyra cannot be repaired.
Is that what you saw? Is that what your connection you made?
Yeah,
Why,
because she
why
was
with Rhaenyra?
Because she was messing with a dragon.
I thought, now that you said it, is foreshadowing. Her messing with the dragon and the dragon falling and wind breaking is actually her son and his dragon.
It's Sunfire and Aegon.
Sunfire and Aegon, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I saw it as Rhaenyra because Rhaenyra went to talk to Alicent the last episode, and Alicent pretty much said, "Listen, it's already done."
To be honest with you, it's probably a double meaning.
It could
probably
be
both.
anything. Yeah, it could be both. It could be anything. But I do like things like that when it's up to interpretation. And then the Maester, what's his name? I forget the name. The Maester. I want to say the Maestro. The Maester comes in and bring the abortion juice.
I know. And so she was taking an abortion juice, right? And I saw a meme that had Alicent drinking the abortion juice, and it had young Ray Ray drinking abortion juice, and it was like, why nobody want Cole's kids?
Because it's cold.
It's cold.
Don't nobody want that crazy man's kid.
Nobody want these niggas' kids, yo.
But I remember I was watching the episode of American Dad, and Francine thought she was pregnant, and Stan didn't want a baby, so he was like, all right, Francine, I just made you a cold drink, and it was, I sent you a picture, we're gonna upload it, Dontel's abortion juice. You see it? And the caption said, "You don't need no baby."
Dontel's
Abortion juice.
Why they try to make this the blackest thing ever? Dontel,
New
like,
raspberry
really?
flavor at the top. I'm crying.
Ratchet. Yeah.
So I was like, they had abortion juice back then. So I did some research, and this is what I found. I found an article on CNN.com, and they said in ancient Rome, another plant that was thought to end an unwanted pregnancy, among other uses, was so valued it disappeared. The first recorded extinction in world history,
Wow.
according to archaeologist Lisa Briggs.
Wow.
So this plant is called, let me see if I pronounce it right.
Dontel's abortion juice.
Silphium. Silphium.
Silphium.
It's pronounced Silphium. So it was also
Silphium.
used to flavor food and was traded across the ancient Roman Empire. And I'm like, it was used so much that it was the first recorded extinction in world history.
That's crazy.
So people act like abortion is this new thing. Nah, niggas been eating their babies for centuries.
For centuries. For centuries. Especially when you get stoned for it, like she would have got banished. They probably would have beheaded her if she was pregnant.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, actually. And honestly, I think this is why Alicent was Aggie this whole time, because she just there passing the pregnancy, and her son is being a dumbass, and Cola's like not listening to her. And then Lars comes in with his fishing ass, later on. So Alicent is fed up this whole episode, and I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
She is absolutely fed up.
Yeah.
She is done with it.
Yeah.
And I think she chose the wrong time to kind of snap on
Aegon.
Aegon.
Yeah.
But
But she is fed up. But yeah, so guys, if you're having a hard time, you're not sure what to do, go down to the store and get some Dantel's abortion juice. We'll put a link to it in the IG.
A link.
Well, a
It's
picture.
it's
A picture.
A picture.
Yeah. It has all the silphium in it. But yeah, so what the next scene I think is so funny. We'll go back to, like we said, Rhaenys was told that she needs to go to Dragonstone because Daemon isn't there. He's in Harrenhal losing his mind, and Rhaenyra hasn't come back yet from
Yeah.
visiting Alicent, and no one knows what she's doing. So I don't like how they talk about her. They make it seem like this bitch just went out to go shopping. Like, where is she? Like, we're here trying to plan a war and we don't know where she is. It's like whatever she's doing is important. Stop underestimating her.
But that's what I'm saying about the whole leadership thing. Is like if you're going off to a secret mission, and you're not gonna tell people where you're going, right? But you can at least leave a note. You can at least be like, "Yo, I'm about to." Because what if she went off and she got killed, and they wouldn't even know that she was dead until they got like her head mailed to her or a raven later on, and the whole war and stuff is for naught.
But my thing is,
know?
them niggas, I feel like even if she did communicate her plans, they want to do everything without her from the jump. I get what you're saying, but I think they generally do not respect her because she is a woman. So I think they're just like even last episode, they literally said, "Oh, go take a nap or something." Not take a nap, but go hide, and we're planning
hide
the
with your
war without
babies.
you.
Yeah, go hide and take care of your babies, and we're gonna plan the war.
And I think she knows that, and she's like, "Listen, I think, like I said, her not being in control, the only thing she did wrong was not be more discreet about the nigga she was sleeping around with." That's it. I'm like, girl, if you gonna have multiple lovers, do not get some Dantel's abortion juice. Why you having their babies?
Yeah.
Now Allison mad because you over there having a hot girl summer your whole life, and she has to lay under a decaying man every night.
Decaying.
And that's why she bitter. That's literally why she fought so hard to put Aegon on the throne. It was that bitterness. But
Yeah, because he was decaying and still trying to smash. His face was halfway gone.
his eye was out his socket. His eye was gone.
And still smashing.
Oh my! It looked like he had freaking, I don't know, but yeah, we're going off topic. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but you can't trust these men. You cannot trust the men in these stories. The only one you can trust is Rhaenys, and we will get to that later.
Yeah.
We will get to that later. But yeah, it's so funny because Bela's there. Bela and Jace are there, and she pretty much tells, like, she gives a report of what she did. She said, "Hey, I was
when Renata when she returned to the castle.
Yeah, she returned to
returned to the
Dragonstone,
council.
and she gave a report because remember in last episode, I think she ran up on Christian Cole and Gwaine at Rosby, and she tried to attack them, but they took cover in the trees. So she told them what happened. She said it looks like they're going this way, but I wasn't sure. And they're like, "Oh, the girl doesn't know," and she's like, "How about you take your dragon to go see what's going on?"
Exactly. Yep.
Where your dragon's at? I said, "Tell
Where
him,
your dragon
Bela.
at?
Tell him."
Yeah. Where your dragon at?
Yeah.
But none of these like they need to learn how to say Dracarys. Just saying. Just start burning people.
I know
like,
you
she
ain't talking about. Oh. Well, because I don't think she wasn't there to start a battle. She was there for what's the word? Reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Recon for intelligence.
So
yeah.
she wasn't there.
She still could have like.
She could have, because I don't think she was supposed to be discovered.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't supposed to get that low either.
Yeah, I think she was trying to attack them, but I think she waited to the last minute. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and everyone's just kind of they're just having a tantrum and just making it seem like Rhaenyra is just out getting her hair done or something. I know they didn't know where she is, but they have no faith in her and they're so mad. And Corlys walks in and everyone's like, oh, let me act like I have some respect.
They do. They did.
And I know he's a Lord of Driftmark, and that holds high rank. But, you know, it's still annoying. Oh, and we were right. So, Rook's Rest is Rook's Rest is where one of Rhaenyra's councilmen is from.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra finally comes. Well, no, yeah, yeah. So I got ahead of myself. So yeah, Corliss walks in, and then they start like acting like they have some sense. And then the next scene, we're learning that the next scene, where are they at? Let me see. Where's Cole's men? Is
This is what we talked about.
no, they're at.
He sees some castle and he beheaded the top guy. Or that was
I think that was at Stokeworth. Yes, that was at Stokeworth. So
yeah.
that was at Stokeworth. He beheaded someone at Stokeworth.
Yep. And then he got a raven and he said, okay, we're going to
Rook's Rest.
Rook's Rest.
And
All right,
everyone
we're
was
going
confused.
west.
They were like,
Yep.
why not go to Harrenhal? And if we look at the map, we're also going to post the map on IG. Literally, like we said, there's Dragonstone, well, there's King's Landing, Stokeworth, Rosby, Duskendale, and Rook's Rest. So pretty much Cole is overtaking every castle leading to King's Landing.
Yeah.
So Rhaenyra and her men have no way to really travel on foot. They're stuck at Dragonstone.
Yep.
And they're surrounded by their enemies.
Yep. And they have no standing army on the mainland. Right? All their army, all their warriors is all on Dragonstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
So it's like they literally surrounded them. So if they step a foot out Dragonstone, they coming for them. And
Yeah.
really the only thing they could do was fly their dragons, which is better for them because now they expect dragons. They can shoot their harpoons and arrows out the sky to get them.
Yep. Yep. So when he was going to Rook's Rest, Rook's Rock?
Rest.
Rest. Okay. When he was going there, Alicent's brother, what's his name?
Gawain.
Gawain protested a few times during the trip, right? He protested on why they're going there versus going west towards Harrenhal. He protested why are they going to seize the castle in the middle of the daylight, and he didn't really understand what was going on. And the reason why is because Cole, what we learned later, was conversating directly with
Aemon.
Aemon, right? He was basically going directly with Aemon, so much so that the king didn't know what was going on.
He never knows what's going on. Yeah, but he didn't know. So, yeah. So at that, at the council meeting at King's Landing, Aegon's there and he's pissed. He's like, Larys, you are the Lord of Harrenhal, yet you've lost Harrenhal to Daemon. And he's making a big fuss about it, and everyone's just kind of not saying anything because they know something Aegon doesn't. They know Aegon doesn't know what he's talking about, and Aegon only wants Harrenhal because he knows it's big. He doesn't really understand why. And we learned from Larys that pretty much Harrenhal is more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
And also Larys controls its finances. So it's a huge, pretty much warehouse, a huge warehouse that's just falling apart and it's broke. And it makes you crazy.
Yeah.
So there really isn't too much value in it. Whereas Rook's Rest, you know, the people were saying, Aegon was like, it's such a small castle, who really cares? But they know that we already got Rosby, we already got Stockworth. Later on, they get Duskendale. Rook's Rest, like I said, literally cuts off Rhaenyra from anything. This is the best thing to do, and people won't expect it. They all think, even Gawain thought they were, like you said, like they were going to Harrenhal. And honestly, watching Aegon in this scene is hard. It's hard to watch. Like, I do feel for him. I remember even after Aemon explains to him why Rook's Rest is better on their little map, their little what's it called, tactical map. Aegon's like, no, I want Harrenhal, you know. And it's like, you can tell that he doesn't know why. He just knows that Harrenhal is important, but he doesn't understand everything that goes into like war tactics.
Tactic and strategy.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
And intelligence.
Yeah. And he's like, I need to be told of these things, you know. And he just
so I can make informed rulings.
Yeah.
And they kind of just looked at him like, nigga, we're not listening to you anyway.
It's just like, I understand that you have advisors for any position of power. You have advisors, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
come in there without knowing anything.
No, I agree.
You know. So
I agree.
he's like a child. He doesn't understand, but he wants to be respected. And then, do you remember when Aemon start talking in High Valyrian to him?
Ha! That was hilarious. So he goes and talks in High Valyria, and he's essentially like, "Yo, look, this is what we're gonna do, and if you disagree, you gotta say it in front of the council. They're waiting for you to listen."
And he pretty much said, you were preoccupied with
Mm-hmm.
finding a cool name for yourself and pretty much putting all your dumb buddies on the King's Guard.
Exactly.
Remember that one episode he was like, "Oh, I want to be Aegon the Fearsome or
Mm-hmm.
Aegon the Wise or Aegon the Gentle," or he was just thinking of all these different what's it called monikers for himself. And
Yeah.
Aemon said, "You was out there, thinking of cool names for yourselves and appointing dummies to your King's Guard. You're
Mm-hmm.
preoccupied."
Yeah. And you know why? Man, these niggas.
Aemon.
Amen. The eye patch kid.
Yeah.
You know why eye patch was so upset? Because remember that Aegon made fun of him the last episode
When he was with the whore.
when he was with the prostitutes.
This
Yep,
dude
they
is bitter.
came up and made fun of him, and he was like naked, and he like they mocked him, and now he's big mad. He's big mad. He's like, yo, man, this kid is a child. My big brother is a child, and I could do this better than him.
He doesn't even understand High Valerian.
No, exactly. Even the way he responded, he was like, I can have make war.
Yeah.
Like what? Just a bubbling idiot, you know? And you know what's crazy is that the guy, like the his councilman was kind of like trying to figure out what was going on, but trying to mind their own business too.
Yeah, they kind of
But I
slowly
guarantee,
turned their head like this dude does not know High Valerian.
but I guarantee, Strawn, he knows what they said.
Loras, yeah.
Yes, he knows. He's the master of whispers. I
Yeah.
guarantee he speaks Valerian.
Yeah. I was just like, man, this dude has not put any effort in at all. And we'll get to that more when he talks to his mother, but it was hard to watch. I was like, ugh, you just seem so dumb. And like, it's just too far gone, but you're too prideful to really admit that and try to humble yourself and do something about it and learn. But, yeah. So we get to Allison, and once again, she mad Aggie because she passed in the pregnancy. So she got cramps and shit. So here come Laris with his fishing ass. He comes in.
No, we already talked about this.
Yeah, but what we didn't talk about something that was said that was by Allison. That's really important. Well, not important, but it's just like
Oh, about the what about Viserys's wants, right? His
yeah,
desires.
yeah. But it's just funny
Yeah.
to me. Viserys comes in and he sees the abortion juice on the table, and Allison. Well, he said you weren't at the council meeting, and Allison was like, "I wasn't feeling well. I pretty much I overindulged in some pie." He looks down at the abortion juice, and he was like, "That's quite an overindulgence." I'm like, "You an overdose in pie. You overindulging Kristen Cole because y'all be hunching.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be hunching." So yeah, that is true. So pretty much, Laris, he asks her like, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, oh, I also think he's jealous of Cole because once again, he fishing. He's like, Cole's out there. You must be worried about him. And she's like, he's the king's hand. Like, I wish for a safe return because he knows. So he's trying to gauge her emotions to see how she feels about him and everything. Because,
You
they
think?
have a sexual past too, him and Laris. Her and Laris, yeah.
Oh, we think he's jealous of Cole.
Yeah, he's jealous. I think he's kind of jealous. I think he's a little jealous.
I thought he was just fishing, trying to see if Cole was the daddy.
He already knows.
Yeah, I
He
think
he
yeah,
already knows. This man knows everything. But I think he likes playing games. He likes
He does.
that letting people know subtly. And I think it's also letting them know subtly, I know your secrets, so don't mess with me. You owe me. I have this thing over your head. So I think it's both. But he asks her, he said pretty much like, I forget. He's asking about Viserys, and pretty much Allison said that Viserys is the significance of Viserys' intention died with him.
Yeah.
And it's what Rhaenys said before. Remember when you said that she was listing all the things that could have started the war?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, at this point, no one really cares what Viserys wanted.
Too little, too late.
They're all out for their own vengeance, just like the Brackens and the Blackwoods. No one knows how the war started. No one knows why they hate each other anymore. They just know they do, and it's going to keep going.
And the sad part is Viserys, he did his best to make sure everyone knew who he wanted the heir to be, but it didn't matter.
They said Viserys, he had 80 years of peace, and he didn't do his best. He was flip floppy. But he only voiced. He told everyone else that it's Rhaenyra, but he did voice his concerns and his doubts in private to Alicent. So that's why it was easy for Alicent to believe that he was talking about Aegon the Younger and not Aegon the Conqueror on his deathbed.
Yep,
So,
that makes sense.
And Rhaenyra never knew that. Rhaenyra never knew that he secretly was doubting his decision. So,
yeah.
But do you want to talk about the witch Alice Rivers?
Yeah. With the only, I don't really want to get too deep into her. She wasn't super interesting to me, right? So the only reason, Damon had another vision or dream where he saw someone walking past his door, and he ran outside of his door back in Harrenhal, and he saw basically a blonde man. He started following him, and at first I thought he was following himself, and then turned around and it was an older Aemon, right? Which was confusing.
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't tell if it was an older Aemon or if that was Damon and he lost his eye.
No, it was an older Aemon.
I don't know. Because his
face,
I looked at it again, and his face looked just like Damon.
Because they're brothers or cousins or something stupid.
No, that's his brother nephew. No, that's not true. That's his actual nephew.
I think that's his nephew. Is it? Yeah, it's his nephew because Rhaenyra his nephew, and they're siblings, so that's his nephew. But yeah, so then when he kind of like came to, he popped up into Alice's like room where she was like cooking his potion, and they started talking, and she knew everything about him. She knew that he was beefing with Ray Way.
Do you think she's real?
I do.
You think she's a real person? Not an eye partition?
Yes, I think she's real.
Okay.
And like they were having this conversation back and forth, and like he realized that she was a witch, and he was like, "I don't trust you." But then the part that threw me off was that she was like, "You need sleep. Take this potion," and this nigga drunk it. And this is the same dude that came from the castle and was like, "I'm not gonna be poisoned from the fat Harrenhal people." Remember? He's like, I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna eat these peas.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna eat your peas.
Well, that was a while ago. That was after that. That when he's first. I think that was before. The Strongs fully showed their support.
Yes, I agree. But to drink a random potion from a witch.
Yeah, and there was blood in it that she licked off her fingers.
Oh, there was something, and then he just woke up. Not even know where he was at. He got jugged like a mug.
Yeah.
And then looked around.
He just woke up at the council, looked at the man next to him and said, "Who the hell are you?" Pretty much like. And he's like, "We already told you. This is the dude that you summoned here. You said you wanted to talk to." I don't know if it's the Blackwoods. And this is the Blackwood, and you don't even know what's happening. Mm-hmm. But one thing she said that made me be like, so nasty. She was like, pretty much, "I know you're mad that Rhaenyra's in charge and you aren't. A girl child, you want to bounce on your knee." And I'm like, ew, you really slept with a baby that you knew. You knew her as a baby, and you bounced her on your knee and you slept with her. I'm like, that's disgusting. That is grooming. Like, how could you, ew. I feel like if you do that to your freaking niece, you do that to your daughter or anybody. Like, yeah. So long story short, Damon's still at Harrenhal tripping.
Yeah,
and this is when we learned that Cole also got Duskendale, and Duskendale is the last place before Rook's Rest. So, yeah, so the road from King's Landing to Dragonstone, well, almost belongs completely to the Greens now. Rook's Rest is the last stop before him. So we go back to Aegon. He leaves the meeting and he storms into his room and his mother's there and you notice she's looking for books, Viserys's books.
She is.
Why do you think so?
So I don't know. I thought that she was looking because Laris saw her with books and questioned about it, and she said that she wanted to learn about the history. But I don't know what in particular she was looking for in the histories.
I think she's looking for the Song of Ice and Fire. I think she's doubting everything. I think she believes what Rhaenyra says, and she's trying to find some proof of it. And I think that's why she was so pissed at Aegon. And also because, like I said, he's passing the pregnancy. So Aegon comes in. He's pretty much like, no one's taking me seriously. And she said, no one listens to my thoughts. And I cracked up. She said, what thoughts would you have?
Exactly. That's why I knew she was over it, yo.
She was fed up.
He was like, what? I'm the king. And she was like, just because you're king, that means that you automatically have wisdom?
She was like, do you think that simply wearing a crown imbues you with wisdom?
Yeah. It's like, and he was like,
Yeah. But it's also, I don't know. I don't think they really got into it. I remember in season 1, Alicent pretty much woke up Aegon and said, you need to get it together. Stop whoring around and raping your handmaidens and focus on being king. And I was just thinking, I was like, Alicent is absolutely telling the truth. You know, she said that I thought that you would listen to the people who know more than you and learn something and be half of the king that your father was. But it's like, Alicent, did you really prepare him? Did you really prepare him for this? Oh, I think by the time you tried to, it was too late. He was already grown and in his ways and dicking around all the time. Like, I don't know if you prepared him. So I think she's just upset because she's realizing now that so many people are going to die to put this bozo on the throne.
Yep.
But what were we going to say?
No, I think that she did not raise her boys, her kids at all. And I think as the queen of that time,
why don't you think she raised them?
Well, like you said, it's if she would have raised him right in the beginning, right, had some control over him, right, I think she was so obsessed with Rhaenyra and keeping her in check that she didn't.
She was so worried about seeing if Rhaenyra's kids are bastards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. She wasn't worried about herself.
Yeah.
Right. And her kids just ran wild and did whatever they want. And also back in that culture, guys can do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they do whatever they want.
Like I remember, I always say, like in season 1, a girl comes to Alicent and she pretty much said that Aegon like sexually assaulted her. And Alicent is sympathetic. She's like, oh, I believe you, but no one else is going to believe you, so keep this to yourself.
Yeah.
So just making excuses for her son and like just sweeping terrible things he did under the rug and not holding him accountable. Did you really think that was going to change now that he's just king? It's going to be worse now.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worse.
So it's just like I said, I don't know everything, but I don't remember seeing any scenes of Alicent really trying to prepare him. It was only until she was beefing with Rhaenyra. And until she firmly believed, until her dad, literally, she was just mad that Rhaenyra was pretty much getting her rocks off, and she had to make so many sacrifices that Rhaenyra didn't care about. And it's like, you made so many sacrifices, and now you get to be queen? Nuh-uh. So she was just trying to get Rhaenyra back, I feel like. And she's like, no, like, you were never a dutiful person, where I always followed duty and made so many sacrifices. I married a dying man and had his babies, and I did so much, and you do whatever you want. You shouldn't get to be queen. So, you know, her father also helped with that too. You know, before he was fired the first time for being a hand, he told her, listen, when Rhaenyra comes to the throne, people are going to say, she cannot be the ruler of King's Landing because she's a woman. And in order to strengthen her claim, she is going to put your children to the sword.
Yep.
And that, you know, got her thinking too. So I think it's that, as opposed to her feeling like Rhaenyra doesn't deserve it and she's not dutiful and has to make sacrifices, that at the last minute she's like, all right, Aegon, I need to get your stuff together because your daddy says that you are the heir. So it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things. But yeah. So
So we messed up. So
oh yeah.
he was like, "What would you have me to do, mother?" And she said, "I need you to do exactly what's needed of you. Nothing."
Not a dang thing.
Right, and that broke him. You could see his face, like he would just felt useless, you know. And then she stormed out, and he like threw his mug on the ground, and that caused him to drink and dragon Mary. And we should know never to drink
I
and
thought that too.
dragon.
I'm like, this nigga drunk.
Drinking and
This
dragoning.
nigga is drunk. But yeah, so but before Aegon makes the worst decision of his life. Yeah, like I said, Cole, like you said, Cole pulls up to his camp and says, "We are taking Rook's Rest in the daylight."
Now we're riding now. Let's go.
And Gawain is terrified of the dragons, like we said, understandably. I don't believe he ever seen a dragon before, but I think Cole has seen dragon because he
No, he
served.
did see a dragon. They were chased after a
I know
dragon.
before that
Oh,
was
before that,
that
yeah.
was his first time seeing a dragon, so he's still shook by them. Whereas Cole, he was with the Targaryens for a while, so
Yeah.
he has exposure to dragons. So Gawain he's out of it. He's like, listen, why are we going to the during the day? We need to go during the night. And it was like, they expect us to come at night. And he's like, what about the dragons? Like, and he's just like, we're coming now. He's like, are you afraid? And he was like, it's worse. I'm rational. Like,
Exactly.
so yeah. So we go to the next scene, and Rhaenyra finally comes back to King's Landing. She tells them she went to go see Alicent, and they freak out. They said, you could have been killed. What's wrong with you? Which I do agree. I do agree. But I think what she did was reckless. It was reckless, but she
It was
said,
naive. He was reckless and naive. She thought like, oh, if I go and talk to her, and I know we talked about this last episode too, but it was naive, the whole thing, because she thought one conversation in secret was going to stop an entire war.
I don't think it's just like I said last episode. So many things has been happening around Alicent and Rhaenyra that they did not have a direct hand in. So it's like pretty much it's like if you or me are beefing, right? We're not talking to each other, but third parties are coming to you saying Mary's doing this and Mary's doing that. Come to me, say James is doing this and James is doing that. It's just like, let's cut out the middleman and let's come to agreement. Even when it comes to like, I don't know, I may be wrong, war, but you know how like, I don't know, people would sit down with like King Jong-un in like,
Yeah, like I said, leaders have went and talked to each other in the past, but this wasn't a leader talking to a leader. This was the queen supposedly talking to the queen regent. If she wanted to have this conversation, she'd have talked to the queen or talk to the king because they can't do anything about it. She has no power to make any changes. Even if she would have convinced Alicent 100%, and Alicent would have been like, "Yeah, she's right to the throne," she would have ran into the room and she would have been convicted for treason.
no, it would have been foolish to talk to Aegon because Aegon's a dumbass. Like
Yeah,
there, and he fully believes that Rhaenyra ordered the murder of his child.
yeah, he
It's
does.
just no, and everyone else is so power hungry,
Yep,
you know. So
they are.
I think it does make more sense to go to this person who you had a rich history with, someone who this person, you know.
So it makes sense to mend a relationship for her to go, but not to end the
Well,
war.
but
Not to go after her granddaughter son,
I don't.
which is murdered.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
But
that's it's too late.
I said, I think, I think that that Alicent knew that wasn't Rhaenyra. Like, I think she knows. I think she knows. And even though Rhaenyra is deeply hurt and angry about the death of Luke, I think she knows that wasn't on Allison Ever, like directly Allison Ever. So it's like, I don't think Rhaenyra, I don't think she fully understands how little clout Allison has, you know, at King's
Yeah.
Landing. Like, they
Yeah.
don't listen to her either. But I do, yes, it was foolish, but I do get it too. It's like, all this stuff is happening. Let me just go to the source and see what I can do. Because not like she can talk to anybody else. Like
Yeah.
it, like you said, it's over. Like you're a babe killer in their eyes. So we can't just sit down and have a little meet up. Like, but yeah, it was extremely reckless.
So then when she gets back, she's like, she hears that Cole was closer, and he's
He's
about
going to Rook's Rest.
going to Rick's Rust, and they're trying to figure out why. And he said they're trying to bait us. And she's like, you know what? People have been saying I'm passive. I'm over it. We're taking a dragon, and I'm flying. And then everyone protests was like, you are the queen. Like, if you fly and die, what's gonna happen? You know. And she listens, and she's like, okay, so who's gonna go? And Auntie Ray Ray said it should be me.
Her and
She has the
Maylee's.
second. She has the second largest dragon, and it's her. It
And
should be me.
I love Maylee's design. It is so terrifying. Maylee's looks incredible.
Of the dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maylee's,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she is a beautiful terror. Just a red
Yeah.
dragon with those horns sticking out
Mm-hmm.
everywhere and those eyes. And I didn't realize how big she was until later. But I was like, yes. And Aegon's also coming out. And I thought it was really cute. When Aegon, he's drinking, but he goes to see Sunfire, and the dragon approaches him, and he just kind of smiles, and the dragon like nudges him, and he
Just
like
hugs him.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's cute. It's like, even though Aegon is crazy, I think it says a lot that this nigga's standing there not afraid of a dragon, like he has this relationship with the dragon.
I think he just, yeah.
But one
Yeah.
thing, seeing Auntie Ray Ray, Rhaenys, go to Maylee's and says, it's time to go out again, old girl. And seeing the bond that Aegon and Sunflower have, like Sunflower was like a purring kitten when she saw Aegon.
Yeah.
It's just like, I want to know more about dragons. Like, how long are they chained up in the Red Keep in a Dragonstone? How intelligent are they? They understand High Valyrian, but is that just like a dog who understands sit and stay in different languages? Like, how much experience do riders gain fighting with dragons? Like, surely they can't practice fighting, just practice fighting, because these dragons are too volatile. So I'm thinking, do riders, Targaryens and Valerians, do they only get experience riding and a combat experience with their dragons from actual battles? Like, do they have training regimens? It's House of the Dragon. Tell us more about these dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the dragons aren't like Pokemon where you like tell them exactly what moves to do. I think you just be like attack and you hold on.
But my thing
So you won't get
is,
flung
it's
off.
still, I think it still needs to be some training involved. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get the dragon to even listen to you?
How to Train Your Dragon. Let's watch that show.
Yeah, they need to watch How to Train Your Dragon. Literally,
Yes.
there's so much missing. But I think Sunflower is beautiful too. She's like golden and like rust color, and I was like, Sunflower is a really good name.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at Rook's Rest, and
Yep.
do you know what the Green's shield looks like to me?
That's the little it looks like one of those the greens it looks like one of those the Hydra that fought Godzilla, like the like headed dragon or
No, I
whatever.
mean like their sigil. They're like the symbol on their shields of
Ain't it
Cole's
the dragon?
army. They look like the Baltimore flag to me. Google the
Baltimore
Baltimore
Raven?
flag.
Oh, Baltimore flag? What does their flag look like?
It looks like the shields that Christian Cole's men had.
Okay.
It's like a checkered red and like yellow.
You sure that's their flag?
Yeah, that's theirs. That's theirs.
But it's not green. I thought the green one, unless that's the Targaryen
You're
flag.
thinking about the vigil. I'm talking about just like whatever
okay.
pattern they had
Yeah.
on their shields. It looks like the Baltimore flag. I was like, oh, these niggas repping B more. All right.
Okay. I see
Oh
what you're saying.
wait, no, the Maryland flag. I mean, the Maryland flag
Maryland. Yep.
is what it
Yep.
looks like
Yep.
to me.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
But yeah. So they're at Rook's Rest, and well, and before they march out, Rhaenyra, she tells Jace the Song of Ice and Fire, and she says, the horrors I've unleashed cannot be for the crown alone.
Yep.
And that's why she's not sending out these dragons, because she knows I can't send out these beasts of mass chaos and hopelessness into the world just for a crown. It has to be for Aegon's dream, to unite the realms against a greater evil.
Yes, it has to be for a higher purpose, not just my power. Right, and I appreciate that about her.
It's wisdom.
It is.
It's wisdom that Daenerys has later. It's wisdom that Viserys has. It's wisdom that Jon Snow had. As soon as he learned that this man was like, I don't care about none of this beef between the Lannisters no more. Mind you, Ned Stark was beheaded. His dad was beheaded. He was like, it's just he saw the bigger picture. And now Rhaenyra's starting to see the bigger picture too. And I think because of this, she's going to be a stronger queen.
Yeah.
But
If she gets there.
yeah, so going back to Rook's Rest, Cole already expects dragons to come. So when he see Meleys coming in, he already had a plan. And his plan, someone shot an arrow, and that arrow signals someone else to blow a horn to wake up Vhagar.
Yep.
And what did you think when you saw Vhagar in the woods?
I got kind of excited. I'm like, oh, snaps. It's about to go down.
That's Godzilla.
Like, they said Godzilla down there. But then as soon as they're about to fly up, there goes stupid Sunfire and
Aegon.
Oh, my God. Aegon.
Yeah.
Flying
Just say
overhead.
Eye Patch and Aegon.
Eye Patch and the King. The King was flying over with his dragon.
Yeah.
His tiny dragon.
And Aemon was pissed, and he said, "Not now, Vhagar." And Vhagar said, "Bet." She went right back to sleep. She said, like she's so big that she looks like a part of nature.
Exactly.
She looks like a hill.
Look like a hill, just in nature.
And like I said, she's the oldest dragon. So yeah, here comes Sunfire, and like Cole told Gwaine he had a plan, and his plan was for Vhagar and Aemon. When Gwaine sees Sunflower the king, he's like, "That's your plan, to send your king to his death?" And he's like, "No, that wasn't my plan. I don't know what's happening here." So
because he didn't communicate the plan. That's the problem. No one communicated what was going on.
that's not the plan. The plan is Aegon. That's the problem. The problem was Aegon. That Aegon didn't listen. If Aegon listened to his mother and did what was asked of him, which was nothing, it wouldn't matter if Cole didn't say anything. Aegon screwed it all up. So he's like, "That's your plan?" But even though I hate Cole, he did put a good spin on it. He said to those men, "Your king has come to fight alongside you," and made Aegon look good.
He did.
But listen, Sunflower looked like a pigeon to Meleys.
She did.
Meleys put gashes in that dragon easily.
She cut that dragon so bad when he bled, the blood of the dragon destroyed one of the soldiers underneath of him. That was the gangster. That was just, that
He
was
probably
crazy.
drowns right then and there.
And burned because the blood's probably hot.
You think it's acidic?
Yeah, he was like, ah! He's like burned and just died from dragon blood. It was crazy.
And
the whole scene, the whole battle, right? They had 500 actors on that battlefield.
You're sure it's 500?
Yes, and they were saying how they had actual like explode, like all the fire and explosions and stuff was real.
The pyrotechnics was real?
It was real.
Wow.
Right? And they basically had to coordinate all those people fighting, and
That's incredible.
The dragons themselves was CGI, but the dragon riders, the people on the dragon back, they were on like this little.
They have to be on structures, yeah.
Yeah, they were on this like structure that I don't know. Imagine like a bullfighting.
That's
thing.
what I thought, like a mechanical bull.
Yeah, like that, but just like floating in the air. It can move like almost every angle, and it has like a camera that goes and follow them, so you can follow their headshot, like their head
Like it tracks
as they're
their
moving
movements.
around. Yes, it tracks their movement. So the technology and the production value of this final battle, at least the episode
It was
of
theatrical.
this, yeah, it was like a movie, exactly like you said.
Yeah. It
It
reminded
was like a
me
movie.
when I think about it was definitely one of the better fight scenes in the whole House of the Dragon. Almost as good as some of the battle scenes I've seen in Game of Thrones. Do you remember when Jon Snow and the Wildlings fought like 50 11 White Walkers
Yeah,
and they
yep.
just ambushed him? And then at the end, one of Daenerys's dragon died, and the White Walker raised his hands and brought that nigga to life, and the episode
I do know.
ended.
Yes, that was crazy.
I was like, oh my God. Oh my,
Yeah.
it's over. Y'all lost. Give it up. Winter is coming and it's staying
Winter is
forever.
here.
Winter is
Winter is
here.
here. It's
Bundle
now.
up, nigga. They got a dragon, ice dragon. What sense that make? That was devastation.
It was, and this was the first major fight in this whole series. There was no real battle in season one,
What I'm trying to think,
but
were there any battles in season one?
I guess there was the what's your face,
The crab
the
feeder, the crab feeder.
yeah, the
Yeah, that
yeah,
when
the
Damon went
ship.
and took all them niggas out single handedly.
Yes, but no, this is better. Between three dragons fighting in the sky,
Yeah.
and like vying for position, and that one thing where, um, the two dragons, Vagar. and
I got to pace him for that. But yeah. So Sunflower comes up, and like I said, he looks like a pigeon. She looks like a pigeon next to Melee's, and like Melee's gashes her. And when Sunflower is whimpering, I do feel bad for it. I'm like, dang, like all these like mystical, incredible animals,
majestic yeah.
animals are going to die. They're terrifying, but it's like if I saw a dragon, I would not try to kill a dragon
I would.
unless it's trying to kill me. If I saw a dragon, I would not try to kill. I'll just stay away. I don't got no business with you. But and Melee's is just relentless. But then here comes Vagar, like you said, God freaking Zilla. And what happens? So Melee's and Sunflower are tangled together, and then Aemon, Eye Patch comes with Vagar.
Yep. And the king is like, "Oh my God, thank the gods, I'm saved." And his brother was like, "Flame on," or whatever the
Dracarys.
word is, Jakartas.
You literally just went on a whole tirade about how people can't pronounce Dracarys, and you say flame on. What is wrong with you?
And just like burns, like just destroys him. And then
And
it's funny
Aegon's
'cause-
face when he realized was, oh my God, when he
Yeah.
realized.
the betrayal.
But it's just like, okay, so was
Betrayal.
Aegon the target, or did Aemon
I think
just
so.
not care that he didn't have a clear shot at Rhaenys?
I think Aemon was like, I can kill two birds with one stone. He was like, this is my enemy, and this is my douche brother
This
who
is my
embarrassed
burden.
me. Yes, this is my burden.
So do you think it was
Flame on.
premeditated, or do you think he was just like, you ruin everything, and I could be king? Let's get him out of here.
So he waited, right? Which I don't know why he waited, because when he flew in, you would think he like common sense says you rush out too, and then y'all both can swarm the dragon and kill him easier in a tag
Hold
team
on, what?
effort.
What were you saying? He
So
waited
when-
for what?
Well, he told Vagar to go back down when he saw Aemon flying in. So I think he
Aegon.
waited. He waited. And I think he waited to either allow him to fail or to, I don't know what he was waiting for.
I think he was just waiting to see what was going on. Like it's just kind of like, and also at first Cole's men didn't even know that was Sunfire and Aegon. They were like, whose dragon is that?
Exactly.
So I think
But-
he was just kind of waiting to see what will happen.
No. I think you said it right. I
He
think
was
it
waiting for a
premeditated.
plan for him to get entangled with Melee's.
I don't think he was necessarily waiting for that. I think he was waiting for I think he considered allowing Melee's to kill him. And I think when he came up, he reconsidered, and then he saw Entangled, and then he was like,
This is the perfect opportunity.
"This is a perfect opportunity."
Because it looks like that I was trying to protect my brother. But Cole knows. I think Cole knows that I think Cole knows. I think Cole fully knows. But I'm just like, it's just sad because Aegon loved his brother. He treated Aemon like his right-hand man.
He did.
And I thought that Aegon felt the same way. Yeah, sure. Aegon made fun of him. He poked fun of him. And people have been doing that for a long time. Guys, that's why do not bully silent kids. Because they will come back with a vengeance. Do not bully them.
will.
Because,
They'll
you
come back
know,
with a
like we
dragon.
said before, the reason why Aemon felt like... The reason why Aemon stole pretty much Bela or Rhaena's inheritance of Vhagar was because he was bullied. He wanted to have some sort of power. And he's like, if I can get the biggest, oldest dragon, y'all gonna respect me.
Yeah.
So it could have just been, I didn't like what you did at the whorehouse. It could have been premeditated all along. He's like, listen, Aegon, I think it was, it's like, yo, Aegon is going to get in our way of every single plan that we have. Aegon is going to be the reason why we lose, which is crazy because Aegon's supposed to be the one on the throne. And that's why it's like what Allison said. Viserys' intentions don't matter anymore. It's just about winning. It's just about beating the blacks. So it's like, I think he was like, Aegon's going to spoil
crazy.
everything, beating the blacks.
That sounds crazy.
That's America's agenda.
Beating the blacks.
Beating the blacks. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, but my jaw dropped.
Yeah. Hey, you know who jaw didn't drop though, Mary?
Who?
Eye Patch. Eye Patch didn't get no F's.
He didn't care.
He didn't care at all. And I'm like, this is at least negligence.
But let's talk
At
about,
most premeditated.
let's talk about Auntie Ray.
So she's a G, right?
She
'Cause
is a G.
she's a G. She's a straight gangster. Straight gangster.
My thing is, after Vhagar took down Sunfire, Rhaenyra and Meleys could have retreated. They
should have.
Vhagar wasn't even following them. They could have retreated.
He was. I guess he was trying to see what was happening to him. He was flying around and trying to see what happened to the king. I give him that. Once
But
he fell,
I don't think he was. I think he was. I don't know what it was. But regardless, Meleys and Rhaenys had a clear shot to retreat.
so
But she
why
turned
don't?
around. She turned
Why do you
back.
think? Why do you think so? Because they already took down one dragon, and
I don't think it's because Aemon was stalling. I think it was just Meleys wasn't his target. So because
no. But why do you think she turned around?
because she's a fucking G. Because she understands that there is work to be done. She understands there's work to be done. Her mission, she would not stop until Rook's Rest, the Battle of Rook's Rest, was won by the blacks. And she knew that she had a job to do. Especially since the king is dead. She's like, if I leave and if Vhagar is there, it's over. It's over. So she went back because she's a G. She's a G. And like she just said, let's go. So she goes back and the size difference between Vhagar and Meleys. And
It's like a
Vhagar,
pigeon to an eagle.
Yeah.
That's a side difference. A pigeon to an eagle.
and Vhagar grabbed that nigga by her foot and torched her.
Yeah,
She
that
said- Like she was a
that
s'more on a
spiral,
stick.
that spiral aerial fight. So apparently the writers and the creators of the show study birds of prey, like hawks and eagles, and study how they fight with their talons.
Yeah.
Right, where they basically grab each other by the talons and try to like peck them to death
She
or whatever.
grabbed her by her foot with her foot and said, torched her. Just held her there and torched her. Yeah. Yo. Do you say,
That's a hot tool.
yeah, literally. But Meleys got her licks in. She was able to gash Vhagar up a little bit again. And like you said, that's when they start tumbling. And I love that they studied Birds of Prey. Because that was fantastic. That was masterfully done.
It was. And this is the point where after Vagar fell on the ground, one, I don't know how that nigga disappeared. Because so like you said, after they tumbled, they fell, and Aegon fell, and the big dragon fell on the ground.
Vagar.
And that's when he started stomping on niggas. Like
Pure devastation.
His 1 foot killed 2 soldiers.
And it's just
one
like,
stomp.
And he was just trying to take off. He was just trying to take off to get in flight again. He it's just like, and that's what Rhaenyra said. I released horrors on the world. They said there's no war bloodier than a war between dragons.
Yes, and they just
it was devastation. My thing is, if I was a footman, I'm not coming out as long as the dragons is there. Y'all not gonna know I'm not there either. I'ma hide till the dragons is gone. Then I'ma come and act like a soldier. There is dragons. I'm waiting this out, y'all. I'm sitting on the bench.
Exactly. Even Sir Cole, he got knocked off his horse and knocked unconscious once Vagar fell to the ground, and also saw stuff online to saying that Sir Cole should have been Crispy Cole, right? He should have got burned up, and been like a Rice Krispie treat and just gone.
So once again, after Vagar and Meleys tumble to the ground, some way, somehow, Meleys and Rhaenys untangle themselves. And once again, they have a clear shot to retreat. They have a clear shot to get out of there. But Meleys just turns around and looks at Rhaenys. Rhaenys looks at her, and they turn around again. And I said, this is the queen who should have been. She is the real MVP. She should have been chosen over Viserys by Jaehaerys. Yeah. She should not be the queen that's never was. She should be the queen y'all missed out on, because this girl is a writer, and
she was.
And I think her mindset rubbed off on her daughter Laena too, because remember, Laena said, "I'm not going out by no baby. I want to die like a true Targaryen and let Vagar torch me."
Yeah,
and it's like, Rhaenys is the queen we need. Like, she is. It's like the 7 Kingdoms was done a disservice by not choosing Rhaenys, and we didn't see it until now. But that girl got grit. She is fearless. I stand. I said she turned around twice. The dragon just looked at her. Rhaenys looked at the dragon. They didn't say a word. They just turned back around because they built like that. That's the blood of the fucking dragon. I was so hype. But then Vagar came and grabbed that dragon by his neck.
Grabbed him by the neck and went chomp, yo.
You right, though. Vagar too big to be disappearing like that. How's he so nimble?
He's bigger than the castle, Mary. How you hide behind a castle you're bigger than?
Because he did the same thing to little Luke.
Yeah,
he flew up his dragon.
Yes, just roof. Just do one chomp.
That nigga is elusive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but no, when he killed that dragon, and Auntie Rhaewy was falling to her death, she had no fear in her eyes.
She was at peace.
She was stone faced. She let go of the reins and just fell.
And Meleys exploded.
And she exploded. You think dragons got like gasoline in their belly or something?
Meleys exploded. Meleys went boom.
Auntie Rhaewy went boom boom.
Oh my god.
She was a firework for real, like.
Oh my
crazy.
God, because she dying, but she knew it was a job well done. She knows it was a job well done, and at the end, the Green still won. But my thing is, Rhaenyra's name should be sung in songs at pubs and by troubadours forever.
So they won the battle, but did they win the war? Because
no, the once. Oh, you mean the Greens? Yeah.
Because once the Cole, Kristen Cole came up dazed and devastated. And remember, he walked up to that one dude he thought was kneeling down and touched his shoulder, and he turned to dust.
He evaporated like Lot's wife.
Like Thanos. Yeah, like Lot's wife.
Like Thanos. Like he Thanos snapped away.
Yeah, right. And he walked up and he finally found the crash site of his king, and he was laying there comatose, just
and
done.
Like men were just like men who nearly burnt alive are just walking around aimlessly. Because what you gonna do? Like, if you were burnt alive, barely living, what you gonna do but just walk around? Like, what do you do next? And then the callousness of Aemon. Like, he Cole finds where Aegon and Sunfire have fallen, and Aemon's there just crouched next to
Pick up his knife.
He
I
said,
thought he
"Where's
was
your
gonna-
brother? Where's the king?" He just points with his knife.
I thought he was gonna kill him
You
because he
thought
had his son. He had his sword out. Why did he have his sword out, Mary?
he probably was. He
He-
probably was going to finish the job if he wasn't.
He was
there
going to
already.
finish the job.
It's
Yep.
just he didn't give a damn. And you know, like I said, when he was there with the whore saying how he regrets what happened to Luke, I thought there was something there, but no, his
Some
heart,
sort of humanity. No.
he's scary.
No.
That is a scary
And the thing is that like the heir is gone, the little boy is gone, right?
Jaehaerys.
So if he dies, if the king dies, then Eye Patch is king.
Aegon is next. I mean, Aemon is next.
He's the king.
I don't know how
That's
long he
that.
planned this. You don't know.
I think it's just-
I
I
don't
think
know
he's-
what's on his mind. I don't know what he's thinking at any time.
I think he's opportunistic. I think he saw opportunity when he flew up. He was like, you know what? Let me let this fool make a fool of himself. Then he changed his mind. He's like, all right, let me shoot this fool down. Okay. The reason why I think he went to finish the job is because he know that he shot him down.
Yeah.
Now you got to finish him.
Yeah, because Aegon would have squealed and been like, "You had a clear shot at Melees, but you went for me in
Exactly.
Sunfire." Yeah. Brother against brother, man.
Like Mulan and Mushu, where Mulan had the rocket and like missed the rocket and hit the mountain behind him.
yeah,
instead
the
of
cause of
hitting
avalanche. He's like, "How
Cole.
could you
He's
miss? He was
"Miss."
3 feet in front of you."
in front of you.
Great movie.
We're gonna try to quote Mulan every episode, y'all. We did it twice in a row.
That's a big commitment, but we'll see. We'll see. We're just
We'll
gonna
see.
throw a Milan quote in there, even when it doesn't
That-
make no damn sense, James.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's
Eddie
get down to
Murphy.
business. How would you rate? You saw what I did there.
Yeah.
How would you rate this episode? Is it a watch that, John?
It's absolutely watch that, John.
Large
Large bag of popcorn. It was a movie on your couch. I watched it twice. I'm probably gonna watch it 3 times. It's fantastic, and like I said, this season.
Wait,
this
wait,
show
wait,
and
wait,
this franchise
wait.
just keep getting better and better.
Wow, I'm rewinding. You said there were things about this episode that people were complaining about that didn't make any sense. Do you remember what they were?
Yes. So one thing I kind of made it. One thing that didn't really make sense was how nimble Vhagar was. Right? We talked about that. Like
He's
after
elusive. She's elusive to be the size of a freaking mountain, like you said. How come no one
Yes.
can find it? Yeah, because Melees was scanning the ground, and I was thinking, I said to DQ, you can't find Vhagar?
like this dude is the size of a Boeing 777, and you can't find him.
Maybe
It
she
doesn't
can't.
make-
She camouflage as well, like we said. She does blend into nature, but it's like you were in the middle of a battlefield. Unless you, how can you get away that quickly? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So one that didn't make much sense. I think people were also talking about how it didn't make much sense for I asked earlier for Auntie Ray Ray to turn back. Because she already in her mind already won. I agree that she was the G and she saw the opportunity that she beats Vhagar and the king is dead. The war is over. So I can see that motivation. But she easily could have hightailed it back to Dragonstone.
No, because like I said, she needed to disarm Vhagar. That was the only chance they had
Yeah,
of
that's what I mean.
destroying Rook's Rest. Oh, that's what you
Yep.
said. It's like no,
Yeah,
they had to. She had to. You know?
because if the king would have died and she was able to defeat Eye Patch and Vhagar, I think the war would have ended right there.
But it's even how would I say it? Just to give them a fighting chance.
Yeah,
The people at Rook's Rest have
I
no
don't think she gave- I
fighting
don't think
chance
she-
against Vhagar.
yeah. At that point, I don't think she gave one F about Rook's Rest.
No, I think she do because like I said, well, yeah, of course, the main goal is to end the war.
Is the end of war.
But-
So I think
but I
that's
think
why she
it's-
turned around.
Yeah,
Because
but
that-
I think it's both. Of course, that's the main goal. But Rook's Rest, claiming Rook's Rest is a big deal because, like I said, if she doesn't, Dragonstone is surrounded by enemies.
Yeah.
So even if it means disarming Vhagar, incapacitating Vhagar in a way where the men of Rook's Rest stand a chance.
Yeah,
Because without Melees, they do not stand a chance.
Yeah, no, you're right. They don't.
Especially if, let's say, she didn't come and it was, I don't know, if they wouldn't stand a chance. Yes, Kristen Cole's army is very formidable. They did a lot of damage without the help of dragons, but it's just they expected Melees to come because that was the last stand before Dragonstone. So they're like, we need Vhagar, and she's like, I know Vhagar's going to be there. This is our biggest dragon,
She didn't know Vhagar was gonna be there.
Well, they knew, they knew dragons were going to be there. They knew dragons were going to be there. That's why they said we need to send out a dragon. Rhaenyra's team knew a dragon was going to be there because they knew that this was the last stronghold. They knew that it was going to go down at Rook's Rest because this is literally the last thing. So they knew it was going to be crazy. Because remember, Luke wanted to go and she's like, nah. She knew they had to be a dragon. So
Yeah.
She turned around because I think she needed to do something. She needed to do something. And she needed to be successful at all costs. And Rhaenys, the queen who should have been.
She was the star of the show, definitely. She was the star of the show, and she's dead now. But
you think Corlys gonna get back with his baby mama?
no, I think Corlys gonna be upset.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna be pissed off, and I think he's gonna do. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pissed off at Ray though.
I mean, she was right there when Rhaenys volunteered. He was right there.
He was there.
And he knows his wife is a G, so.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, no, I'll give it a large bag of popcorn too. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I was about to say movie, this episode. So thank you guys so much for listening. If you haven't checked out season 4 of House of the Dragon season 2, do it right now. Unless you like spoilers, some people do. Some people weird like that.
Yeah, guys. So thank you for listening to another episode of the Watch That John podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Watch That John. You can follow the Watch That John podcast on our YouTube channel, and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you for listening, and we'll be right around the corner for the next episode coming this Sunday.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.